evening, people. Good evening, Sri Lanka. We're taking off tonight. Lovely lady in the house. Stand by. We'll talk to Natasha later on about the song a little more. I think this is a collaboration she did with the Sheriffs sometime back in one of the originals. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever was on standby, that's, Natasha taking it off tonight is the title track of the song. It's time reads 8:04, Friday night in Sri Lanka, 1st of May. What a way to start the show. I'm so excited to have, Natasha on my show. I've been trying to get her for a very long time, but the one thing led to the other. The lady have been pretty busy traveling around the world, doing her stuff. She's, as we all know, that she's one of the country, the leading songstress. She's always busy creating the own stuff and then doing other shows, modeling and blah blah blah. So tonight I'm not going to talk to her not too much about her music, but there is another side which you don't know about this lady. And now she's a family friend. I have known her for a very long time, and it's my pleasure and honor to have her on the show. Natasha, in a while I'll be bringing you on the mainstream. It's good to see you once more. There you go, Natasha. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Chai. Thank you for having me on the show.
Did you enjoy your own video clip? Probably you have not seen it for a while.
It was very nostalgic, actually, watching that. I'm watching that after a long time. I haven't seen that recently.
Yeah, so I must tell you this, that of all the clips that you sent me tonight, that I just went through, they were all great. They're all fine. But then I thought, no, on Friday night, must start on a very high note. And though it's like, I think it was released a couple of years ago, not many people in the local music scene have not seen it, have not heard our local talent, and it was, as I said earlier, it was a collaboration with the Sheriffs, and that he's one of my co-hosts on the show, and he had done a couple of shows with Azlan sometime back, and a great guy, multi-talented, just like you, very versatile guy. And anyways, it's great to have you on the show, and it's lovely to see you. How are you coping with during these unprecedented times? I know it's very hard. For not only for you, not only for me, and I know if you take your industry as a whole, and lots of musicians, and that you're literally you're struggling. And we had a disastrous year last year, April. We are about to go into the season, and then we all know what happened during the Easter Sunday, and the industry took a massive hit, and we just started coming back. What happened, and then this happened. How you guys coping? I've been talking to Sohan from Experiments and Rajita from Misty, who had been on my show, and it's an absolute struggle. The boys and the entire industry is struggling. How are you coping?
Work-wise, though, obviously everything has come to a standstill. But there is a lot of pros and cons with regard to this situation. The fact that there's a lot of cons where you can't go about your normal day-to-day life. But I'm always a person who looks at it from a different perspective. And for me, I think this time has been very reflective. And a lot of things have changed. I mean, what we thought was so important in our lives, like, I mean, we put so much of focus on our jobs and our emphasis on our lifestyles, our achievements, but right now everything has changed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that I have coped in a completely different manner, where, in a sense, I know a lot of my friends are also doing the same thing. Uh, I have I have looked at it on a brighter note. I mean, any bad situation can be perceived in a different manner.
Yeah.
So it all depends on your perception of any situation. You can be in the rut, you can be literally in a hole, but if you look at it from a negative perspective, then you're going to obviously attract a lot of negativity. I mean, in sense, you will fear will cripple you, and you'll die. But in any bad situation, there's always a good, uh, always good that happens. And I've chosen to look at it from that perspective. And for me, I think I have I have no complaints. I've started reading a lot. Watched a lot of documentaries. Just self-reflection and awareness, and meditation has been like the main focus, I think, for me and Damita as well. Damita also has started meditating, if you
Wow.
must know. Yeah.
Right.
and
Great news.
he's also stopped smoking, because, I mean, smoking has been something that all his life he's you know fast I mean wanted to give up, but it has been so tough for him. But I think there is always a good and a bad, but I tend to focus on the good. That has always been my case. And so I know the industry will take a long time to bounce back, and I really hope that it'll be sooner than later. But to be very honest with you, Charit, this 1.5 months, I think I have got engaged with a lot of production, like music. So many producers are calling me, and you want to do, COVID-19, post to inspire people to just doing a lot of music. I mean, to basically to keep our spirits up. And I can tell you that I have never been so active, even doing actually recording, and most of the recording happens on our phones, whether it's the video or the audio
You're doing
happens
it
on your
virtually.
phones.
You're doing it virtually. Yeah.
Literally, yes. So it's a new experience. I mean, I think it's a new experience for all of us, and I think you have to embrace it for what it is. And what can you do? I mean, just because you jump up and down and you whine about it, nothing's going to change. So you adapt. I mean, as we are a species that are really good at adapting, and
Yep.
I think that's what's happening right now. And there's nothing that we can do. And we can't go against the authorities. I mean, we have to comply, and we have to do our best to, support each other and at this time. And we are all in this together. You know what I'm saying?
Well said, Natasha. Having said that, the most important thing, as you said, we cannot go against the law. The authority is the most important thing. We can't go against the nature. And if it is the nature that is trying to teach us a lesson, yes, it's a time for us to, put our heads down and say, yes, we hear you loud and clear. Having said that, Natasha, you are bombarded with, messages here. If I may quickly run through, Sean Cardabulis, that all the way from Kenya says, tell her what's up, Ron Vijay Singh, and as usual, that saying brilliant show. Hang on, oh, you already got an invitation to Bangladesh. Dilani says, must.
Please.
I'm going to get
I,
her to perform in Bangladesh. Here we go.
I'd love to.
Kathim,
And but
ah, yeah, there we go. Just hang on. I don't know where to start. There's so many messages. Oh, come
that's
on.
awesome.
Zoeb, Zorab, yeah, mate. That's not a new track. That she released sometime back. As I
Yeah.
said earlier, it's not given enough airtime, so I decided to pick this song. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to play it on my show, that people have not heard it. Glad you enjoyed it, Tarika. Good to have you on the show. Manix, good to have you too, man. Sylvia, you too. Yes, love to have you here. Hatim, good to have you, mate. Jeeves, oh my God, yes. Good to have you, madam. All the way from Malaysia. Yes, good to have you. Winston from USA. Yes, sir. Enjoying your show. Thanks for watching mine. Thank you, Shano. Yes. Uh, yes. Who else? Keith, yes. Hi. Ajit, hi. Yes, hi to you too. Winston, yes, she's a great singer, mate. You should play some of her songs on your show next time. Thank you, Ronaya, as usual. Thanks for the kind sentiments. Philip De Freitas, are you serious? I've been trying to get Duffy on my show for a very, very long time. This guy played for England and he's one of my heroes. And Duffy has been busy now. He's watching you, Nat. Duffy, big hi to you all the way from UK. I hope you're keeping well, mate. I'm going to have you on my show. You're definitely, you're going to be on my show. Good luck to hear from you. Felix, as always, thanks for being here. Harsha, is she supposed to sing sometime late? I don't know. I'll leave it to you. I'll play a karaoke track. Maybe that Natsi can sing later on. I'm going to stop because the messages keep coming and coming.
That's awesome. That's
It's
awesome.
not tough.
It's
Don Wallace asked her to do some online aerobics. Idiot, as usual. No, it is not. Go watch when you create. The word creation gets your brain working, that you become a new person, that not doing the same old thing over and over. Then it becomes monotonous, and it becomes a routine. Creation, don't you think creating new things is the way to go?
also, I think when we're restricted, I think we give new information to our brain. So you automatically open a different level of your brain to start seeing things in a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that it all depends on your perspective right now. I mean, I miss going out. I miss the sun. I miss human contact. I think more than ever, I think this time has made us realize how important and how much we have taken for granted in terms of
Yep.
human connection and just being with loved ones and your friends. And back in the day, I mean, we used to just take everything for granted. I mean, just going to a restaurant to have dinner or lunch or whatever, just a meal just to connect. I mean, we have been taking all that for granted, but now when you realize, you know, what was that? What is this? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel this time, I think I would advise everyone to be more reflective, go inwardly, because it's important to understand who we are as a species. Because we are always bombarded with, you know, trying to be achievers, trying to prove that we are better than, always in competition. But
Yes.
it's not about that. It's not about that. I mean, we are not here to compete with each other. We are here to exist beautifully and compete with ourselves to be better than yesterday. So I feel that, you know, and this time has proven that a simplistic and a more minimalistic life is what we need to embrace, and that I feel I consider that the high life. Because I mean, if you really look at what do we have now? We're just confined to our little house. And I worked out, I took a shower, I got my hair and makeup done just to come to the next room, just to be on your show. I mean, we take a lot of things for granted, Charit, and I think it's important for us to reflect on everything that we have that is so important and so precious. Life is by itself precious, and yes, there are a lot of theories out there, and I have I have been myself, watching various stuff, right? But the thing is, we all of us have that intelligence that we have when we are born. But when we are born, as soon as we come in, we are conditioned. We are conditioned. Uh, the whole religious aspect comes in. The culture comes into it. Everything, but we're born as just pure and just unconditioned. But what do you think? I mean, I feel that we're just consciousness, pure and pure consciousness. But just coming into this world, we're conditioned by all these programs, and we operate on this program. And if you really look at the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, what really governs us is the subconscious mind, right? I mean, it's a program that's working, and if you want to change that program, all you need to do is just think differently, step out of that box, and look at the world in a different perspective. And this is an ideal situation. So many of my friends who have been in the industry, who have been trying to kick their alcoholism and a lot of other addictions, this is a perfect time, and it's happening. I mean, I hear this and I've spoken to them, and I'm so happy to hear that. So it all depends on how we look at each other, how we look at them. And we are, as a species, we are quick to judge. I mean, we look at someone and we judge by what they wear, by how they speak, because we're always trying to make them be like us. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. I mean, I can be unique, and I have my own authenticity, and you're standing and doing what you're doing in your own authenticity. And that's what makes this world so much beautiful and an amazing space to be in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Just the apologies to, like, I see a lot of comments coming in. It's not me or Natasha who is doing it. I presume this is the load on the internet at the moment. So many
What?
people logged in, and it's pretty slow, and we tend to go off sometimes. That's the network. I suppose it's overloaded at the moment since everybody's online. So
So
people.
are you saying that we're going to break the internet?
It is the internet that is blocking, not us. That the audio that it will come back. So just be patient. I suppose there can be, because it's a live show, and so the things can sometimes it's out of control. Thanks. Audio is back. Audio is good. Thanks, Lilanga. Good to have you on the show. Carol Tosa says hi. Rajesh say, well said, Natasha. Focus on the good things, not the negatives. Deepa, how is the curfew inspiring you as an artist, Natasha? Just I think you spoke about it. What inspires you? nuts. I'm not going to talk about all the comments coming in there. Massive, so many.
That's
The
awesome.
chat line is blocked at the moment. And what you spoke about, your newfound wisdom. I knew you for a long time. That we have jumped. What are the sequence that I wanted to have with you. That I knew you when you were where your roots, where you started. When you had a brief stint in Kenya and how you trained. And is that the wisdom that you have now, or it's your determination? I remember it's a funny story. We worked in the same gym, and when the gym instructor asked you to do 1,000 squats, I thought the guy is insane, and
No,
you
no, no. It was
embraced the
sit
idea.
ups. It was sit ups, not
Was it
thousand
sit ups?
squats.
Yeah,
It
not
was sit
squats.
ups.
Yeah, okay,
Sorry.
sit ups. And you went on to do 1,000 sit ups. And I always felt that, and you were doing squats as well, with a big bar on top of you. And I always felt that you will bugger your knees at some point. You're carrying massive weights. So were you always so focused and the determination that you want to achieve things? And just give us a brief where it all started, you as an artist, and basically pre COVID-19, what you did.
I think I was always a curious kid. I was never the one who took what was presented to me just for what it was. I always wanted to dig deep and ask the bigger questions. Even in
Yeah.
school, I was, I was, I was not the conforming type, and I was dyslexic in school. I'm still dyslexic, but over the years, I
Wow.
have
Okay.
worked around it. And I think a lot of artists are dyslexic. Einstein was dyslexic, and he's a genius. I'm not saying that I'm a genius, but I think we are all geniuses in our
In
own
your own
right.
way.
Because
Yeah.
yeah, because I feel that society has made us dumbed us down, with this programming, and we are always criticizing each other, and it's what you think of yourself that you become. Uh, as a kid, I think I was always I elevated towards the performing arts because I hated school, because I knew I was different in school, and I didn't have too many friends. I was I was picked on since all teachers always picked on me because I never used to do my homework. But the thing is, I was different. But back in the day, even though I knew I was different, I didn't know how to tackle it because I always thought that something was wrong with me, and I didn't know how to fit in. But little did I know that it was nothing to do with me. I mean, it was society. Society has put all these this stereotyping and these boxes we have to all fit in. None of us have to fit into any of those boxes. That's what I figured now. But it took me a long while to even realize that I was dyslexic. I was in the States, I think, in 2007 or 2008, with one of my friends, and it's only then I realized I was dyslexic. But that didn't stop me, and even at that point, I had already started working around that, to steer my life. And even back in the day, I used to visualize. I didn't know what visualization and
Okay.
positive thinking, and I didn't know all that. But as a kid, back in the day, there was no iPods. It was the what do you call it?
The headphones.
Headphones.
Yeah.
Headphones are the not headphones. What Walkmans, right? I
Yeah.
used
Okay.
to wear I used to wear my Walkmans, and I used to listen to all these inspiring voices like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, Chaka Khan, all these big African American voices, and I was really inspired. And I used to see myself singing those. I was no singer then. I was, yes, singing in a choir and church choir, school choir, but I never really pictured me to be an artist, to performing on stage with backup dancers with my band. I never really saw myself like that. But the thing is, without my knowledge, I was making those connections. I was making blueprints as a kid. I was visualizing, and that's exactly what has transpired. But the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you, where I want to go with this is, when we are born, or every one of us have that innate intelligence. But then life happens, and life dumbs you down because of all these programming. And we are always told to we are not good enough. We are never good enough, you know. that perception needs to change as a society, and we should never look down on people, because um, you know it it only talks volumes about you. And the reason you're looking down on someone is because you're insecure. You feel insecure, and you feel that you're threatened, or you're insecure, or you get what I'm saying, right? So
I do.
I didn't know all that, but it took me all this while. I think age, maturity comes with time, and but it comes with time as long as you're keen to learn, you're keen to find the truth. And I have always been a truth seeker, and I've always looked at situations in a different light. I've always done that, and even up to now, if and we all know. I mean, you and I know the mass media news is not really what's the correct. I mean, basically, what is, that we are never being told the truth. So you have to be reading between the lines all the time. I mean, it's let me tell you something. We live in an illusion. This is an illusion that we're living in. It's not what you and I think it is. So it's like this puzzle that we have to keep, you know, making as we go on, and that's what life is. And it's sad that we have to do this, because back in the day I thought what you see is what you got, but it's not like that anymore. But as a kid, I think I've always known what I wanted, and when I fell out with my parents and I left the house at a very young age, at 17, I was looking for an apartment. All I wanted to do is survive, because back in the day I was modeling, and modeling back in the day was not really a career where you can, sustain your life. But when I was not given any options, you create, like you just said, you create options for yourself. So when I was looking for the apartment, I found the apartment, and the owner of the apartment, she said, Natasha, we're looking for a singer. Would you know anyone who could sing? And here am I. I'm just looking at her. I'm thinking, like, I've sung in a choir. I've not really sung in bands or whatever, but I've sung in a choir. And for me, all I was thinking was survival, right? And I told her, I said, Miss Sunetra, I can audition. And I don't know if I'll get it, but I'd like to audition. And she said, I didn't even think that you could sing. She said, yes, of course, Natasha. She didn't even bat her eyelid. She said, please go for the audition. And I did. Next week I went to the audition, and the rest is history, because after that audition, every single time was a learning curve for me. Even now, I mean, till the day we die, we are all learning. And if you and I think that this is all there is, there's nowhere for us to go. I mean, knowledge is limitless. It's endless. So we have to be a species to constantly be curious, to think out of the box, to be wise enough to ask the bigger questions. And that's what I'm about. And I've always been that. A lot of people don't misunderstand me, because I'm really upfront and really direct. And sometimes they have got offended. But the thing is, this is who I am. This is who you are, right? So you can't, because the minute you do things to make someone happy, what about your happiness then? You're always living someone else's life, So the minute I started waking up to reality and seeing things from a different perspective, everything changed. And what I've found is just amazing. Like, I wish I can teach this to everyone, because it's just so profound and so beautiful to live in. It's so simple also. You know what I'm saying? So life is what we make of it, and we attract everything that we have, everything that we are is what we have attracted. You create your own reality through your mind. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. And if someone's trying to dumb you down, I think that's criminal. I think that's the most horrible thing that anyone could do.
Well said, girl. Well said. The words of wisdom coming from Natasha. And as you said, as I said, I have known you for a very long time. Now, you always had the courage to be different. I think that's your trademark. You did what is right. When the whole world went against you, you believed in yourself, you backed yourself, and you did it. And today, see that everything you imagined, you created your own reality, and that's what you are saying. By the
We all
way,
do.
yes, you got to, I think after the show you perhaps will have to go back and to respond to all these people who is sending these amazing messages. Everyone's praising you. Lilanga says that you are a lady with a golden heart, with a golden voice, and just so many, Ross Genuine say enjoying the show. People I have not heard for so long. Everybody's watching. Sarat Pallevila, nice to see Natasha on your show.
Thank you, guys.
Just everybody. And Carol says, unbelievable. Women after my own thinking. It is amazing the depth of females in this country, and they don't have a voice in a public setting. Carol, you have a forum, you have a platform, that you can invite Natasha to be on your show. I'm sure she will add a lot of value into your show. The reason why I brought her into my show is not to talk about her musical career. As I said earlier, that the person she has become after all these years as an artist, and as Deepa has asked, what do you do as an artist? I think which you explained a little while ago. Hang on, there's more messages. Chandana, what are you saying? Hold on a minute. Saying something about he lived next to your grandparents. What? Okay, hang on. He says, you are my neighbor. Uncle Tony Gunawardana. Yes, Tony sent me a message, Nats,
So,
he said to
Uncle
say hi.
Tony, Uncle Tony is actually my mom's brother. He's my godfather. I mean, we're really close. I mean, basically, we're family. I haven't seen them for a while since this whole COVID-19, and I was waiting to go and see them and my parents. My parents live like a few blocks away from their house.
Yes, so your uncles, aunts, everyone says hi to you. And Harsha says, Digga about the challenge she took with Damita on changing tires on her car. Funny stuff,
What?
I just don't know, man. I don't know where people are digging these stuff from. Somebody says, Duncan Idrisinger, your uncle. By the way, Natasha, my show is all about bringing people like you, into my little forum, into my little world, inspiring people who's watching my show. That's why everyone who's over a period of time, I have I think I have progressed from where I started. And
I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you, Charit.
Thank you.
I've been waiting to tell you this for a while.
This is something really personal that I'm going to say, that that during your career, that you meet certain people in your life and you work together. You have you build relationships professionally, and you fall out with some people, and then you make up. That's what life is. Otherwise we are none of us are we are perfect. And things can happen in your life.
Either you're the teacher or the student. That's
exactly.
how
I know that when we started the show, there is a meaning why I played that song. That it was a collaboration you did with Azla and Sherifuddin. That not many people have listened, but for some reason, this is a show that it comes straight from my heart. I'm not holding back anything. I know you guys.
And you don't get
little beef.
And the best part.
Nothing personal.
The best part,
it's a past. Yes, it's a professional.
And the best part, guys. And the best part,
I'm going to give you a surprise. Listen, girl, I'm going to give you a surprise. And there is someone very special online who wants to say hi to you. I'm going to bring him on the show, and this is going to be the high point. It's an absolute surprise. And if you can see this person, would you like to say hi to Azlan Sherifuddin?
Of course. Hi, Azlan. Hi, Aziz.
Hi, Jared. Hi, Nats. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you? It's been a while since I actually got to talk to you. It's been what? I think, 10,
about 7 years? I think.
Years? Yeah.
Wow. I think it's been about 7 years.
But
oh
yeah,
my
7,
God.
8 years.
Okay. All right.
So we did have a falling off over some work related matter, and I had already forgiven you. I had already, that was something that I had already done long time
Cheers to
ago.
you
Even
guys,
though,
by the way.
even
Cheers.
even though we didn't actually speak to each other, I had already done that. But you bury the hatchet. I mean, bygones are bygones. You don't really hold on to these things. And that was the time when I didn't know what I knew now, because we hold on to emotions that really make us sick. I mean, basically, those emotions, negative emotions, turn into sicknesses. And without my knowledge, I was holding a grudge against you with regard to the work-related matter, because my work was everything, and of course I was affected by it. But then time heals everything, and I just want to say that I have absolutely no heart but
Oh,
yeah.
well done, girl. Well said. How great is that, Aslan? Finally, after 7 years, you guys can, got a chance to kiss and make up on a drink with
What?
Charit.
What?
Had you had to take it there, didn't you, Charlie? That's usually my job on your show, to be bringing in that sexual innuendo and unnecessary conversation. But
Yeah,
yes, but I'm glad that you did this, Charit. That's very nice of you. And in fact, I got to know you, Charit. I think that lots of people who have watched our show probably don't know how you and I got to know each other. We got to know each other through Natasha as well, and then subsequently I ended up I think teaching your kids, Charit. And
right.
so yeah, so it's been a long while. So I'm glad that over the years, when it comes to work, I think that's a very important thing. I think Natasha and I were very close. Um, Perhaps a little too close also, maybe leaving not keeping the work aside. We were very close as friends, and so I think as a result of that, with all the work drama that was going on and all of that, it takes its toll on, like she rightly said, work was absolutely something that was very important to her and to me, and it is obviously important to her right now as well, just like it was for me. And I think we sort of were being pulled into two different directions, and whether it was for the right reasons or not, I think looking at the progress that she has made in her career and in her life, I'm very happy and very proud for the fact that she has done all the things she has done. And uh, in my case, I am obviously, Sharid, we've already discussed, what the things that I do. And I'm glad that, in a way that we can come back together, in the sense that, at least in a forum like this, and still be smiling and make up in this way. So I'm glad that you did this, Sharid.
Well done, mate. Well done. I'm so proud of you guys. That I'm so, like I'm
I
lost
don't
for
know.
words
I
right
don't. I
now.
don't. I don't know whether you know this, Chait, but uh, anyone who has had issues with me in the past, whether it was my fault or their fault, I had already in my meditations. I've already kind of released forgiveness and love. I mean, that was something that I did a while back, and it was only a matter of time that if I met him in public, or paths crossed, I would have I would have spoken to him. But it's just that, I mean, we are
Our paths don't cross.
it was a different time and space, I think. And you I guess everyone, all of us, have gone through that. Situations have occurred, and you get crossed, and things heat up. But I guess over the years you realize, what are we fighting about? We're fighting about nothing really. That doesn't define us. So I think it's important to understand that we are more than our work. We are not our labels. We are not our religion. We are not any of that, because society puts a lot of pressure to. And for me, I was a new artist. I was actually a new artist, even though I have been singing for a while. That was a new music that I was producing, and I was working with him, and so it was important to me. So things. Let's not go back there, but I'm just saying that it's all in the past, and
Oh,
let's just
great
forgive
stuff.
and go.
But I'm so happy that I'm the chosen medium that you guys get together after 7 years. Thank whoever up there that I had the opportunity to bring you two brilliant, talented artists together. Now that we have made the connection,
So you
Now,
want us to do
is there any chance that you can do another production, in time to come, put that all
I,
that talent together?
Yeah, Charit, I think out of all the shows that I've done with you, mate, over the last couple of months, I think this is by far the
the
most
awkward?
personal and most awkward. The most awkward. And you know me, I ain't awkward about nothing. And it's the most, but it's fun. It's fun. It's good. And thanks for having me. And it's nice talking to you, Nats, once again. And good to see you. I don't we I guess
Our
after
paths
this
don't
show is over,
cross.
I probably I
Our paths don't actually cross.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
so
So.
yeah,
But
so
I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, and he suggested, why don't we work on a production? I was like, I'm all okay to work on a production. I said, you set it up and let's do it. So it never
who
really
is this
happened.
who is this mutual friend, I wonder?
James.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh yes, lovely bloke. By the way, Charlie, James is the son of Alston Cock.
Right. All right,
Right, so you
people.
probably
Right. That's okay.
sounds good.
Thanks, Aslan. Thanks for being here. I think it's really great.
Absolutely.
And
Good seeing
people,
you, Azzy.
Divanka, which question you have asked about 5 times? Ask the above question. I don't know which question he's talking about. Then Chintan, good to have you, ma'am. Hi, Natasha. I'm indeed very glad and happy that all misunderstandings have been settled. I was your parents' good friend. Well
And
done to
settled
both of you.
online. Settled not
Yeah, the
subtly,
courageous
For
but
the
lady.
everyone
whole
to
world,
see.
for the whole world to see, mate.
Yeah, just people are, I mean, what more, as we spoke about it before Aslan you came on the show, at unprecedented times like this, we have all realized how insignificant we are, that our
Abs-
egos, what we
Absolutely.
believe, nothing matters. What matters is,
Absolutely.
we being humans. So as you guys rightly said, put the past behind, move on. And tomorrow is another day, and I would like to see you guys working together. That's my dream. I'm sure that lots of people out there wish the same. Just don't make any
You,
faces. You can't see us, we can see you, mate. So just
you better
no,
start.
you,
You better start working on some tracks, Aslan. Otherwise,
no,
you're going to
there you
you're going
go.
to get.
yeah, no, Charlie. I was making the face. I was just thinking, like, why are you dreaming about the two of us? I thought you would be having different dreams, mate.
Okay, hang on. The question is, Natasha, this is the fifth time, I'm sorry, Tivanka, asking you whether you lived down IDH 25 years back. You were not born then, were you? Did you hear that, Natasha? Okay, Natasha is okay. She's okay. She'll get back online. I think she's
Oh,
internet is dodgy these days, mate. Aslan. That.
oh, absolutely. We had this. We had a online live stream last night as well, and one of our a very good guy, Mevan Pierce. I don't know, Charity, if you've heard of him. Mevan Pierce, uh, head of operations at Pick Me. He was online, and boy, he was in Morto, and his line was up and down all the time as well. So no exception here.
Yeah, I think it's just I think it's just the stream cannot handle the load. That so many people
Mm,
trying to. I believe it's the peak time, and everybody is on online
absolutely.
doing things. Going virtual, and that's what's creating the jam. And
Absolutely.
Natasha I think she's back online. Let's see. Yes,
Awesome.
she's back online. Yeah. Did you run out of credits? Or what happened?
My dad called me. My dad called me.
Oh, I told you put the phone
No, but
on.
the thing is, when I put it on airplane mode, it
Right.
the connection goes. So I don't know. That's what
Aslan, what do
happens
you
with
do?
my.
What do you do?
No,
When you're online, what do you do?
no, it's the permission. It's the call. It's the call settings. I think it's the call settings that you have to work on. As you know,
Okay.
Charit, your live streaming is a very complicated business, Charit. As you know,
Yes.
you and
Yeah,
I
I
know
know
very well.
how much we
So,
struggled the last 48 hours. Natsi, you don't believe, that Boa, unfortunately, my other co-host, he's babysitting tonight. And Boa, if
Okay.
you're listening, out there in New Zealand, a big hi to you. Boa, Azlan, and myself, we did a complete overhaul with this, whole software, and we had many issues. And I wasn't even sure of
When
getting you online, so we overhauled it. But it's not easy doing a live show. I hope people will understand that there can be situations like this, so we are banking on things which we are out of our control, which is the technology, the network, everything matters, but we are doing our best. I'm so grateful to you guys, being here. And
All right.
someone asking, am I going to be a monk? What? Why should I become a monk? Nope. Listen, yeah. I'm right now. I'm turning water into vodka. Yes, that's what I'm doing. Yeah,
This is a
monk.
monk who
Just
drinks, actually. This is a monk who drinks.
exactly. Not the monk who drives a Ferrari. Now I'm the monk who drinks vodka. By the way, Natasha, all these guys are from Mombasa. Vivek. They have known Damita. Great friends. They all say hi to you,
Hi, guys.
and
It's good to.
they're
I
all
can't
the way from
obviously.
Mombasa. Saying hi.
I will read all the messages later on because I can't really see all the messages, but I just want to say a
You
huge,
come, please.
a big shout out to all of you for tuning in. And I miss Mombasa. I was I think in last year or the previous, we were in Kenya, but I couldn't visit Mombasa. I was in Masai Mara, but I didn't have time to visit Mombasa. But if I did, I would have definitely gone and seen some of our friends.
You have so many
It
places
brings
that
me
you
a.
can go and celebrate. Yeah, that you'll be
Uh,
always welcome. That's your second home. Vivek, no, I'm not a healer either. The healer is, I don't know. He's really
Oh
taking.
gosh,
no,
no.
we are. Oh,
Don't become a
we are.
healer. Whatever you do, Charit, don't become a healer.
No,
Or
no,
I'm
Charit,
gonna have to
no.
pick on you, mate.
let me say something here.
Yeah,
Let me say something. We are all healers. It's just that we don't really
yeah,
know how to tap into that aspect of us. It's
yeah.
just that we blame all these and most of the spiritual leaders actually take it a notch because I mean they know the science behind it and they're mixing what do you call it, religion, and they're doing all these miracles, what we call healings. We all
Aslan knows all about it. Yeah,
are healers. I healed my body. I mean, I healed many things in my body, and basically, I had a hernia. I had so many complications with my body. I had
yeah.
uh, hormonal imbalances, so many things, early signs of arthritis, all that. I healed it. We all have the capacity to do that. It's just that we don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
We're not asking. We're not asking the bigger questions. We're not really, finding the necessary information on how to tap into these areas of our lives. So
Yeah.
obviously, what we do is when someone does it, you're looking at it and you're going to criticize because you think they are phonies. Yes, people are phonies these days, and I'm not the one to judge. But I think what I want to say is that we are all able to heal our bodies through our mind and
Oh,
through our
absolutely. Yeah.
thoughts. Yeah.
That's
Yep. Well said, Natasha. By the way, Winston Davies, as I said, he has his amazing guys. All the people out there, please join in to Winston's show. Now he has a request show. It's an amazing show that he does it every night. From USA. I think he's going to feature his entire family. He's going to get his wife, kids, everyone to come and do a karaoke session. I think Winston says definitely I'll be playing some of Natasha's songs. That'd be brilliant. That good to hear. Nats,
Yeah.
overnight you're becoming the international star. People just want to feature you all over the world. Already you got an invitation to Bangladesh. You got an invitation to USA. You got invitations to Mombasa. I want
They
to say
better
that.
keep they better
Yeah,
keep their bargain.
they will
They
be.
better keep the end of the bargain.
And then the special lady from Malaysia that wants to have you. So you have become like international star overnight. And
I'm just
great
joking,
stuff.
guys. I would definitely love to come to. I've been to Malaysia. I've not been to Bangladesh. I've been to the States, but I would love to visit all these countries back again. I mean, that's something that I've always been passionate about.
Now, what we were talking about, keep dreaming and you feel about it. You create your future, the post COVID. And like what Aslan, that's what we started, this conversation is all about. And we all locked up and like caged animals, but keep dreaming. And the more you dream, the things are going to happen to you. That's what I'm saying. Just think about good times, good days, and don't dare think of negativity.
But the difference between this dreaming is dreaming with your eyes open. It's called visualization.
All right, there you go. Yeah, Aslan, now you can stick around, mate. There is a track that Natasha did for News First. That which not many people have. You probably that if you have your stream on, you will hear that. It's a track she did. I think it's very appropriate. That for the times that we are going through. So I'm going to play that track in between that we can talk about it. It's I don't know. I think this came out, if I'm not mistaken, it came out last year. It's that while it's called Gammad, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Gammad is actually. I was inspired by the movement, and I did the song. Pasan Lianage did the composition, and we got Sanjeeva on flute and Primal on guitar, and
Right.
myself and Zulfik wrote the English lyrics, and Rizad Mohammed wrote the Sinhala version of it, and someone else. Actually, I think Rizad. I think no, Rizad, or was it Jagan? I think he wrote the Tamil version of it, and I sang the Sinhala and the English, and we got Sri Vatsala to sing the Tamil. So I don't know which version you're playing, Charit.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I'll be playing. Let's play it. I think that I'm playing the English version. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know.
Okay.
Hopefully, I know that's another interesting part of it. That I believe that the English lyrics were written by you entirely.
It was the majority was written by me, but I had Zulfik. He works for News First. He was a co-writer on it. Yeah.
Right. That's a. By the way, Carol says that that she needs to get in touch with you. That you are invited to a very special women's group in the country that talk about many issues. And here we go. Azlan, I don't think you have heard this track. I'm going to play it, and let's see how it goes.
It's all me, egos cast aside. Let narrow-minded ways die with the tide. We're common people, for the people. Light up a spark from within your heart. You are my brother, no matter the color, 'cause love will find a way. Wasted tears roll down their faces, shone from the eyes in your heart. Just one thought will make a difference, to light up the sky forevermore. Wasted tears roll down their faces, shone from the eyes in your heart. Just one thought will make a blood, sweat, and tears, the unsung faces that shaped his story. Never giving up, never letting go. They're heroes that fought for freedom for you. We must believe that a day will come. We will stand together as one. Wasted tears roll down their faces, shine from the eyes in your heart. Just one thought will make a difference, to light up the sky forevermore. Wasted tears roll down their while they plow the land of the valley of the green. They're searching for the light, but they see no hope in sight. Let's practice what we preach to redeem them from this strife. When morning comes, we will rise to win. Love will find a way. Wasted tears roll down their faces, shine from the eyes in your heart. Just one thought will make a difference, to light up the sky forevermore. Wasted tears roll down their faces, shine from the eyes in your heart. Just one thought will make a difference, light up the sky forevermore.
Well done, Nats. Brilliant stuff, mate. I don't think Aslan, you have heard that track before. Just when did you do this, Nats? Can't recall when you actually did this.
I did that a couple of years ago. I was so inspired, met the movement, and I spoke to Siobhan. Siobhan wanted me to come on one of their programs, and we were in, I think, Ratnapura, and it was really inspiring, and I really wanted to do that for them, and I took the initiative, and I spoke to Pasan Lianage, the producer, the flautist, and the guitarist, Primal, and so it was a labor of love because we wanted to support the movement, and so that was what it was.
Great stuff. The people. I'm doing million things here. I'm downloading music. I'm reading, comments. I'm talking to these two idiots. I can't look relaxed. It's impossible. I'm all by myself. I'm to laugh.
Charit,
something really. Aslan, before I let you go.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Charit, no. Charit, I wanted to say hello.
Yeah, go ahead, mate. Go ahead.
Should I go back? Should I go out and come back?
No.
I'll go out and come back.
Wait.
I think the audio just went off. Technology.
No, it'll come back. Don't worry. Just relax. You guys keep talking. Can you hear me?
Let me go out and come.
Okay. All right. Azan, can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you. Just wanted to tell you that the reason I probably had a dead reaction while the song was playing was because I think you know why. Because I couldn't. I was not receiving the signal as much as probably I could have. So just wanted to make sure that I put that out there before my reaction was
No. They were not. They were not talking about you. They were talking about me. That they were asking why I look so serious. Can you hear me, right?
I can't. Okay, Charit, I can't hear you.
Damn, you still can't hear me? Nats, can you hear me? Anyway, until Aslan, you can hear me, can you?
I can hear you. I see my mom has just posted on the live link just now.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what she said. It's great to see that you guys. It's nice to see that you made it up. She's one of my greatest fans. She's very supportive, and she's been talking to me all the time. And I didn't know that she's your mom. Seriously, and she's been.
Actually, she goes back with Natasha and her family way like I'm talking before. I think before Natasha was born. Almost.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yes, that she knew Natasha for a long time. Before I let you go, Aslan, there is something really funny I want to show you guys. I'm going to play this very quickly. I hope we will be able to play it. This is something you guys did together which I managed to, dig it out, and I think it was
Oh
going back
no!
to 2011. People, take a
What is
look.
this?
It's Natasha and
What
Aslan, I believe.
is
It's a
this?
shame. This is really funny. You got to watch this.
What is this? Oh my God! I think I can hear it. I can faintly hear it in the background.
Yes, this is the time, 'cause tomorrow will define just who we are, just who we are.
It's like you brought me here today for punishment, Janet.
Together we rise and show them we're the strongest. Yes, this is the time, 'cause tomorrow will define just who we are, just who we are.
When they hit it hard,
Hit it harder,
when they play it long,
play longer,
when they go up high,
go higher.
when they play it tough,
Play tougher,
when they play it strong.
play stronger. Together we could do whatever. Now watch me go. Now here we go. We lions go. Now here we go. So watch me go. We lions go.
This is your moment, take your chance and just hold on to
The voice inside your head that makes you keep on running too. Yes, this is the time, 'cause tomorrow will define
just who we are.
just who we are.
When they hit it hard,
Hit it harder,
when they play it long,
play longer,
when they go up high,
go higher.
when they play it tough,
Play tougher,
when they play it strong.
play stronger. Together we could do whatever. Now watch me go. Now here we go. We lions go. Now here we go. So watch me go. We lions go. Now here we go. We lions go.
Did you guys ever think that there'll be ever come a time that you both guys, on a show and an idiot called Charit Rathnayake playing your song?
No.
I'm not gonna answer that, man.
But
But Charit, you're certainly not an idiot. But I think anything is possible, as we have found out in the last couple of months. Anything is possible. I find myself doing things like cooking every day, which I have not done in the last 10 years, or I don't know, maybe 20 years even. So anything is possible, especially from Charit, for sure.
Aslan,
But
it's
thanks.
great. Mate. Great
Thanks
having
for
you on
having
the
me.
show.
All right.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's. I'm glad
Thanks.
that you guys had the opportunity to talk to one another and sort your differences, not differences, whatever the
No, no,
misunderstanding.
no. As she said, it's been buried. It's all buried. So all right, cool. Nats, lovely seeing you, Nats, once again. Even though it's just online on my little screen, but lovely to see you. All the best with everything, and stay safe.
wish you the same.
And regards to hubby boy Dami as well.
For sure. Take care.
All right, cheers. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Well done, Aslan. Yeah. Respect, mate. Ultimate respect. There you go, people. Aslan Sheriffdeen. Wasn't that a surprise, Nats? I decided to wear my headphones because people are saying that they could get a feedback. They could hear my hear my remote speaker. So it's better that I wear my headphones, although it's not very comfortable in the heat. But before I let you go, we have been talking to you for the last 1 hour 10 minutes, and some of the new projects that
No,
1 hour 10 minutes I've been talking to you, and
that's crazy.
yeah, and
That's insane.
you have kept people going, and we have kept everyone going. And big thank you to everyone who messaged. And Sumali, no, I'm not going to sing. No, I'm not going to do a duet with Natasha. No, that's not going to happen. No way. Just unless somebody out there that is going to buy me all the booze that I can get for the next 5 days. No, I'm not going to do that. There's no booze, no singing. That's out of the question. I'm not going to do that. Nats, before you go, that
Yeah.
you did some new work. You wrote a new song which you are hoping to release. I think once everything is over, that you did the lyrics, everything,
I could,
and I
yeah,
yeah, go on.
I could release it even now. It's just that we're just fine tuning a few things on that track. But I sent you the track so you can play it on the show. But I was inspired. I wrote the lyrics, and I have to send a big shout out to Vidula, the producer, Vidula Pereira. He's the one who composed the track, and he's been actually to he studied at A.R. Rahman's, you know, what do you call it, the institute.
Music store?
So
Yeah, okay.
basically, he's the one who produced the track, and I was inspired, not really inspired, but I was really, after the April attacks, I wanted to, how do I say it? I wanted to put my thoughts outside. Basically, I
Right.
wanted to, turn it into a song. So I wrote the song, and I got Vidula to come on board to help me out with the track, and it happened last year actually, but we never really got a chance to release it. But then, if you really look at the situation now, it really coincides with even the present moment. So the lyrics, the it's a dance electro track, but with a slightly different edge. I mean, it's a little more deeper lyrics. It's also a positive message in times of these. You sometimes want to give up because you don't know what's going to happen, but and there'll be voices in you telling you, you should give it up, or you should, and there's nothing that we can do. But like I said before, you have to always look at it from a positive perspective, and so this song came from that. So give it up, but I won't give it up. That's the title of the song, and if you really listen to the lyrics, you will understand what I'm about. Because we're all, if you really look at this entire situation with the COVID-19 and the coronavirus, or the coronavirus, we are crippled with fear, and when we're crippled with fear, basically, fear is what weakens our immune system, because you're always on flight or flight mode. You're constantly on stress mode, and when you're on stress mode, you weaken your immune system, and that's exactly what this is all about. I mean, if you really look at the world over, they want more people to be living in fear rather than in a more happy or a neutral place. So I would advise everyone to kind of like look at things from a slightly brighter perspective, because this is not all there is to life. Life is so much better
It's not
when
the
you
end of the
actually look
world.
at it
Yeah.
from a higher frequency. And when I say high frequency, I mean, I'm talking about a happy state. And we make better choices when you are in a better mindset. So this song came from there, and I don't know whether you want to play it, but I think you should
I
play
will.
it and let them.
I will.
I can't hear you again.
Wow. Anyway, just okay. You can go out and log back again. But by the way, that Chintan Aslan's mom says, please convey my love to your mom Ivana and dad Quintus. Alistair, whole of Mombasa. Alistair, good to have you. Donovan, if you can hear me, Natasha. Sorry, Natasha. I think it's the internet is playing up big time.
Okay.
Why?
Now I can
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Yep.
I can hear
And
you.
you don't believe who's online right now? Alistair D'Souza.
Oh my God.
Donovan
Are
De
you
Silva.
serious?
I'm telling you, they're screaming at the other end. And just they're saying, I can't believe it that you two idiots, that on the show. And Aslan's mom says, please convey my love to your mom Yvonne and dad Quintus.
Will do.
And
definitely.
They're
not idiots. I want to correct you. We are not correct. I want to correct you there. We're not idiots. And stop saying that you're an idiot. Remember, I told you about the whole, yeah.
I shall not. And Winston is asking, Charit, please link me with a few nice songs of her to play tonight. Winston, I think you should play. What's your song with Rohit? That song, it's called
Shake That.
Shake That.
Let me just say, Winston, you can find my music on Apple, on Tidal, on Amazon Music, on Google Play, on pretty much all the platforms. YouTube? But YouTube you can, but I think it's on Spotify as well. So you can, if you type Natasha Rathnayake, you should be able to get all my tracks. So feel free to explore.
Right, there you go, Winston. That if you're listening in, that that where to get her music. I think you should play that track. What's the track again? Shake That. Shake That was the track. Yeah, that's a good track, Winston. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is still with us, that my apologies that my whole connection got jammed and back online. Before anything happens, that I promised Natasha that I will play her new track, and it's going to be the first time that it's going to be aired. I don't think it has that you have played in any medium as at now. So it will be the very first time that the song title "Give It Up," written by Natasha, and there we go. Niroshan, Jayasingh, Sumali, everybody, they're all here. Half of Mombasa watching you.
Thank you, guys.
I think I got issues anyway. I hope I'll put you in the stream.
Yeah, all deceiving. One is awake but pretends that he is sleeping. Now I know this is all a lie. Through my smile,
let's try again.
From grace, feeling like we've lost our only birthplace. One stays happy knowing they are all deceiving. One is awake but pretends that he is sleeping. Now I know this is all a lie. Through my smile, I cry. Now I feel like I should really give it up.
Why is it happening to me tonight out of all?
Give it up. Oh, this is all a lie. Through my smile, I cry. Now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up.
I don't want to mention names here.
They are all deceiving. One is awake but pretends that he is sleeping. Now I know this is all a lie. through my smile. I cry. Now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up, give it up.
By the way,
Now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up, give it up. I won't give it up.
playing, I don't know
I
why.
know this is all a lie. Through my smile, I cry. Now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up, give it all up. Now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up, give it all up. I won't give it up.
Conversation will happen online, and we'll probably have to get used to this.
I know the people can still hear the song. They say Niroshan says nice beat and voice. Yeah, your voice comes pretty really well. And for some reason
I can't hear anything, but I hope the others can.
The pain inside me feels so strong.
People can hear.
I'm this way, I won't last long.
The ones who are watching can outside that they can hear it on the stream. But for some reason it's not loading. That's probably because of the network.
Probably.
Hold on, yeah, I'm just still trying.
And also, I think in the night,
Inside
the
me
traffic
feels so
is
strong. If I'm
high.
this way, I won't last long. The scars are way too
So-
deep, it needs more time.
But right now, I think there's no off-peak.
Give it all up. I won't give it up.
Every minute is actually busy because everyone's
I
online.
won't give it up.
Yeah, and it's amazing. The people are saying that they can hear you, but I can't. No, I can't hear. I can't. It's just
The pain inside me feels so strong.
Really
If I'm
strange.
this way, I won't last
No,
long.
that's,
The scars are way too deep, it needs more time.
I don't know what's going on. Seriously, I
Just
just
speaks 1,000
I think
words. Food becomes so
Okay.
dangerous. But why are we just so afraid to die? Now I feel that I should really give it up, give it up, give it up.
I think Natasha, you got to add Winston on Facebook. He's asking so many questions. He wants the link of the song. He wants to play it tonight.
I won't give it
Sure.
up.
Maybe after the show, maybe if you can send me an inbox message, I can add him. Or you give me his message, his name, and I will add him on Facebook.
All right, there you go, Winston. You heard Natasha. Please send her a friend request. She will add you on.
Just wanted to check in case people want to see this, later on. Will this still be online, or the live feed just goes when we are both not online?
No, it will be on,
Does
and
it
it
stay?
will
Okay.
it will be saved until the day you and I die. It will always be there. Everyone, it's done. It's there. It will be saved. It will not be taken off. So it will be there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, people can hear bits and pieces of it, but not really. For some reason it's stuck and it's refusing to play.
Maybe the file that I sent you, is it too large, or is it big? Or did you?
No, I think it's just something to do with the network, the loading, probably the software. It could be.
I should give it up. But I
It could be
won't
combination of factors, but whatever it is, it sometimes it plays, sometimes it stops. Just like what we are going through, it works at times, it doesn't work at times. But let it play. They say, yeah, it's playing now. But
Okay.
no. Anyway, just I try and play it, some other time. Let it load. That's otherwise, just keep distracting us.
The only thing
that's
I can-
before you. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I can hear
Go
now,
on.
besides our conversation, is like I said, the Papare band in the background. Remember, I told you before
What?
also. Yes.
There is no
I
Papare
can-
band.
I
There
know,
is
I
no.
know, but I can hear
That's-
it on my earphones.
It's so strange,
It's very, very faint. It's really faint. It's like your TV is playing in the background and there's a match going on and, the Papara band is playing. So that's what I'm hearing now.
it's really funny that that I'm not playing any papare music for sure. That I'm just trying to, unless there's a ghost trying to play, some music behind the background, which is not. I'm not. By the way, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't. Well, I believe in good and bad energies. So our mind plays tricks as well. But I know people who have seen ghosts. So just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean that it's not there. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean that it's not there. So I think you have to really, you have to look at it from a open perspective. I mean, the question that a lot of people ask is there aliens? And just because we don't see them doesn't necessarily mean that they're not there. And I think if we think that we are the only species in this entire universe, we are really arrogant and really stupid to think that we are the only species in this world. I think there is, there is other life forms. I believe that there is life forms out there.
I think there's a spooky papare band somewhere, because I can see comments coming in, guys that say spooky papare band.
There you go. Exactly. Huh? I'm not the only one who's saying. Are your viewers also saying the same thing?
I think Sadhuna is just kidding. He's just saying that a spooky papare band, and I'm not too sure. So before I let you go, Nats, I think you are a part of this track as well, and I think it just came out a week ago, and massive amount of views, and it's called Negatimu Sri Lanka. I'm not really sure what version I'm playing. I think you.
So let me say a quick. Negatimu Sri Lanka is actually done by Sirasa by MBC, and the lyrics were written by Sydney Chandrasekhar, I think his surname is, and the English was written by Siobhan Daniels, and so it was a whole spectrum of artists from Sri Lanka, and we got together, and every single part that you hear on that song is recorded from our smartphones, and even the video is done from our smartphones, because we were on lockdown and there was curfew, and just last week Siobhan had written the English version of that same song, and I thought there were a whole heap of artists going to sing it. And so when they sent me, I was willing to do a few lines, and then Sydney said, Nana Mekawa, you have to sing it. You have to sing the whole song. So I did the whole song, the English version of it. I haven't done the video as yet. I was supposed to do the video in the last couple of days, but I've been preoccupied with a few things at home. Which I hope to do it probably tomorrow. So I don't know which version you're playing, but if it's the Sinhala, the majority of the song is Sinhala, then it's the song which we have all the artists on it. But if it's an English version, it's only the clip that you'll probably play, and there is no video on it.
I think there's a video on it, so now I think it's one with all the artists. So Natasha, I'm going to play this track before I let you go. Hopefully the track will play. It's called Negatimu Sri Lanka.
Rise Up Sri Lanka.
Rise Up Sri Lanka. Okay.
අඳුරු වලාපට අතරින් හිනැහි නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා
දියසක සංකා බාධක අතරින් නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා
හිතමු ඉදිරියම කවන්න නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා හෙට ඉදිවන නව
But usually how long is your show? නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා
Usually it goes on for 1.5 hours. Don't worry.
I should be able to hear
Stay there. Be there. Your song is playing. Just hang on.
අප සිතුවොත් දැකගන්නට ලංකා දුරුවී ව්‍යසන අප ඉදිරියේ ඇති බා for us to hope and pray and heal our motherland.
You're on, Nats.
We must unite and march ahead. Arise, Sri Lankans now. Sri Lanka. Rise up, Sri Lanka.
Anduru wala pata atarin hinehi negitimu Sri Lanka. Dia saka sangka badaka atarin negitimu Sri Lanka.
හිතමු ඉදිරියම එකාවන්ම හැම නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා
හිත ඉදිවන නවලෝක හමුවේ නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා.
Sri Lanka. Rise up, Sri Lanka. Nagitimu Sri Lanka.
අපි නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා.
Gammadda Nagitimu Shri.
Wow, Nats, unbelievable comments. That everyone says that's a brilliant song. I don't know, this is the first time I actually listened to the whole thing. You
So
sang
when
only
we-
a few words.
Yeah, this is the collective effort. But
version, yeah.
it's crazy how much this song has gone viral because there is so many people doing covers of it and children are singing it. It's just gone viral, literally. And I personally got about 3 or 4 clips from various people how they leave our voices and some of the dance. My dance troupe did a rendition of their version of it. It's crazy. I mean, this song has really, really captured the hearts of Sri Lanka, and I was really fortunate to be a part of it. I want to send a
Brilliant.
big shout out to Siobhan and the News First and everyone at Sirasa for being proactive and doing this song at a very necessary time.
So very appropriate, that's as you rightly
Yeah.
said, for the times that's what the country is going on. It's a very uplifting kind of track, and it lots of emotions, and it's just brilliant. And unfortunately, I couldn't play your original track. Give It Up.
That's fine.
It sounded brilliant. That's seriously, and it sounded a great track. Actually, when I first listened to it yesterday, I thought, okay, but today it really sounded great. Unfortunately, I don't know why I couldn't play it probably because I changed the format. That probably is the reason that why it's not playing. But it should not be the case, because I'll
You
give it
can
a try
always play
before
it
you
on-
go.
Yeah, you can always play it even if you can't get the system to work. You can always play it on another day. I mean, I'm
I
perfectly
think
fine with that.
what I will do is that I will try and post the track in the comments thread, that the link that people can listen to it. So hopefully it'll play on that. And
Sure.
that's any parting words of wisdom before I let you go. I have had you for almost 1.5 hours before
And I
you
didn't
go.
even feel the time. I didn't feel the time, honestly. What I want to say is, as people, we really need to think about the energy that we put out, because what you see is what you send is what you receive. So, in a time like this, especially, what we need to do is, we need to love each other, and we need to care for each other more than ever. And this time is so precious. I mean, our lives are truly going to change after post COVID-19, and we don't know how the industries will get back on track. Damita has a restaurant called Aoba. It's a Japanese whiskey bar and restaurant. We don't know how that's going to work out post COVID-19. I have the Atelier House of Performing Arts, where I have a studio space where I rent out for literally any, whether it's parties, events, rehearsal space, workshops, seminars, literally anything. It's in Colombo 7. If anyone's interested, it's called the Atelier House of Performing Arts. And maybe if this situation comes to a halt, see this whole lockdown and curfew ceases, and we get back our lives. I invite you to Aoba. It's at the Shangri-La Mall. It's right down, not in the basement, but it's at the entrance itself. It's right next door to Dilma Tea Center. But other than that, I just want to say that the world wants you to be living in fear. And in a time like this, we need to step outside that circle and just look at things from a more clearer perspective, because what you see is never what is out there. And we all have the capacity to heal our bodies. Our thoughts are the most important thing. Back in the day, I didn't know what I know now, but I know what I know now. So I'd like to share this with you, because you can change your life. And if you need healing, go inwardly, like meditate. Meditation is so important to connect with your soul, connect with your inner being, because connecting with your inner being, you really know, you become aware of what is. What makes it conscious and unconscious, right? When we are conscious, it's awareness. You're aware of things. But when you're unconscious, you literally do stupid things, and you not only harm yourself, sometimes you harm, with our negligence, you harm a lot of people who are connected to you. That's how this energy works. We all have an energy, and we need to cultivate that good energy within us. And this time is so precious, and I want you to think about this and reflect, pray, send love to people. If you're having hard feelings with everyone, I mean, just like Tariq got me and Aslan to talk, right? You can do that too, because your thoughts are what creates your reality. So you create your own reality with your mind. And one thing I want to say is we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So if you want to take away that spirituality, I don't know. I mean, all I'm saying is just to try it out, just experiment. We read about it. I want to share with you some of the authors and some of the people who have inspired me. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he has books, he has meditations, he has like so much of content on YouTube. Watch his interviews, watch his podcasts. It's just amazing. Like, it really changes your way of looking at the world. Another one is Teal Swan. Another one is Eckhart Tolle. So the names are
There are so many.
endless. Yeah. But if you really want, if you're seeking for something, if you want the truth, you will always find enough and more information out there. But your heart needs to be in the right place. If you want to attract good, send good. If you want to attract money, be a very giving person. Not just with your deeds, but even with your mind. Because sometimes we are a species that, like I said before, we are always taught to achieve, and we want validation. We want validation about everything, and that comes from our ego. I mean, the fact that yes, I've achieved so much, but it's never enough. The more money you earn, it's never enough. But that only satisfy the ego. It's not even you can't satisfy your ego, because it's never enough for your ego, because your ego is your false self. And the more you think about that, you realize, if you really look up into the air, I mean, into the sky, you'll see billions and trillions of stars. So the universe is endless, limitless, and that's how much we can attract abundance into our life. Abundance is is what we all deserve. So, and there is enough to go around for everyone. But we are taught, we are programmed to think differently, do differently. We are always in this loggerhead. We're always competing, and we're always trying to be the best. I mean, for just be the best. Yes, I mean, in life you take part for like a competition or whatever. That's all. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, people have made it about achievements and showing off, and this this rubbish, in other words. But times like this actually wakes you up to reality, and everything that you thought was important is not important anymore. And people, I was saying this on another webinar actually, mothers who have been complaining that they don't have time for their kids and time to spend at home, they're forced to do that with their kids, and their kids are just being kids at home. They're not forced to constantly be, go for these classes, this tuition classes, achieve. I mean, this is madness. A child needs to live in their true essence, in their true authenticity. But we as a species have got our wires crossed from day one. Knowledge, if you're a curious person and you're constantly searching for the truth, the universe will always put you in the right path to achieve that. And another thing I wanted to say was, if you take the people who are important, who are really doing their job right now, is actually the blue collar workers, and
Yep.
And the white collar workers are just at home, but they're on their working from home. But who are on the front line right now? It's the blue collar workers. And if you really look at their situation, the reason they're blue collar workers is because they didn't have the money to get an education. That doesn't you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, we put so much of emphasis on degrees and PhDs, and just even education is taken to a whole different level. But the difference between a white collar and a blue collar is actually the fact that they don't have money. If they had the money, do you think that they wouldn't have wanted to get an education? So why is this disparity all the time? You get what I'm saying? And they're always looking down on people, and that's got to stop. I mean, right now the heroes are like literally all the blue collar workers, starting from the cleaning people, truck drivers, delivery people, security guards, our forces. I have to send a big shout out to them, because I think in a situation like this, Sri Lanka has really shown some amazing quality in terms of a nation, because I think the numbers would have escalated if the president and the authorities didn't come to didn't do something about it in a wise manner. But what I'm trying to say is, I just want to leave this with you all and think that we are all equal. We are all equal in this world. Just because you have money doesn't make you any different, because we all, at the end of the day, we just want to survive. We just want the same things. But we put so much of emphasis on lifestyles. My house is a little bit bigger than yours, or I have a better car than you. It's always about, you get what I'm saying? It's always about competition. And I think right now more than ever, people need to kind of wake up and realize that it's important to be human, rather than go after these superficial things that stroke your ego, because your ego is your false self, and the ego always needs validation, constantly needing validation. And even when when you were saying, oh, Natasha is this and Natasha is that, that's stroking my ego. But the thing is, I know if you really ask me, who are you? Who am I? I'm not any of those the stuff that I have achieved. I'm just consciousness. If I die tomorrow, I would want people to remember me as a good human being. not with all these titles, because we are all focused on titles and achievement and, you know, our race and creed, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I want to say. And I just want to send a big shout out to all the people from Kenya and everyone around the world, whoever has been tuning in. Thank you for tuning in and your comments. I haven't really read your comments, but I will read it today as soon as I get off the show. I want to say thank you, Charit, because I think I've always known you to be an upright person. You always speak your mind. A lot of people don't like that quality about you. I'm the same. I'm the same in the sense I'm not you, but I'm just saying I say it as it is. Sometimes people misunderstand. You know that. You're the same as well. So, but I want you to say that never stop being you. I support you 100%, and you're doing an amazing job, and I send you all my love.
Thank you, Nat. It's great having you on the show. I hope people listen to what those words of wisdom, and definitely that Carol wants to have you on her show as one of the guests, and I'm sure she'll get in touch with you. As so many other people, be really inspired with what you said. Very appropriate at times like this. All we can do is that uplift their spirits, as you rightly said, and appreciate the people who are up front, blue collar workers, who's doing human service, from janitors to everybody, the forces, who's putting up a show and keeping us alive. Basically, they are the ones who are keeping us going, and more than anything else, Nats, thanks a lot once again for coming on the show. That's it's a privilege to have you, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
No,
I know this has taken a long time. You've been asking me since last year, I think. And we have been putting it off because I was traveling and I was either busy or something came up. But
there's always a time. There's always a time and a place.
Perfect time. Yes.
Yeah, it happened, and I'm the highlight. Aslan coming on the show, and you guys, this hopefully that we'll see a new production coming through. All the very best with your future endeavors.
Thank you, Dimita. Wish you the same.
Wish Damita all the very best. I hope, Dami, that whatever he has embarked on, that it'll come good, and I'm sure it has to. I mean, the world can't go on like this, and tomorrow is a new day. Hopefully, we'll overcome the virus, and as you rightly said, do not be afraid and go out there and live.
But we have, before I go, people have to realize the good that has happened from this COVID-19 as well. I mean, if you look at the air pollution, it's almost down to zero, and the world is opening the eyes to a new world, and it's important for us to do with it, treat it in a different manner. Even the fact that we are so unconscious, even when we go to the supermarket, we don't think, me buying something and bringing it in a city bag is going to end up in a dumpster or a landfill. Even conscious women have started using different methods of, even when they have their periods, right? I mean, they're using period cups and less material that actually pollute this environment. Because I mean, as you can see, I mean, we're not foolish, we're not stupid to not see the good that has happened. So there's always a good and a bad, but I think, like I said before, it's up to us in which view to view it. Our perception is utmost important. And
well said,
so as we go on with our lives post COVID-19, I think I want people to be a little more conscious about the environment, and we have to be really grateful and press and influence our politicians, our governments to. And in Sri Lanka, we easily can go green because we have sunlight all the time, and really amazing sunlight. But for some reason, it's a corrupt system. So we always need to kind of push our governments to think differently, because if we think differently, we can influence each other. And we don't want to get our hands dirty because I can't be bothered. That's how we are always looking at certain things. But I feel that time is ripe, and time is now more than ever to make those changes. Little changes make a huge difference. I stopped. I mean, I want to also mention there is a shop that has completely gone zero waste. They're in Timrigasai or not Timrigasai, I think close Naharan Pitya. All their products are zero waste. You can actually go, even taking your curry powder jars or containers, you can actually go and place your jar, put whatever curry powder that you need, and then you can get it weighed, and you only pay for that. You don't pay for the packaging, because the packaging goes into a landfill. So little things. I mean, we have to think out of the box, because this is our world. This is the only planet we have to live for the rest of our lives, and I think we need to treat it with with respect and love.
Well
So
said.
I'm going to stop there.
Well said. The words of wisdom, as I said earlier. It's always great having you. Hopefully, we can continue this conversation in some other time. There's a lot more to talk about, and we got a little distracted. Trying to give you a surprise, getting Aslan on the show, and in a few. That's part of the show. It happens. When you do a live show. And once again, thank you very much, Nats.
Thank you.
Great having you on the show. And as you rightly said, all those people out there who stood with us for almost 2 hours and listened to us, people who kept on coming in, going out over a period of time, and they were always, viewers, and which I'm really grateful. And go on the Winston show, it'll be great fun. You'll be playing your tracks, and it'll be good fun. Check it out. And so many others. All the very best with your future endeavors. And that's once again, thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
And see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And before you go, I'll try and play your track once more. Hopefully it'll play in the background. You can go, but I'll try and play the track.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. God bless. Take care. Bye.
Stay safe. Bye.
You too. You too.
Living in a world that has fallen from grace, feeling like we now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up, give it all up. But I won't give it up. Now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up, give it all up. Now I feel like I should really give it up, give it up, give it all up. But I won't give it up. But I won't give it up.
All right, peeps. I think I'm just going to give up. It's a track for some reason it's not refusing to play. And thanks for being there, Ruan. Thanks a lot for the kind sentiment, mate. That's tried my level best. Janice, always good to have you on the show. Sumali, well said. And Nats, thanks for being on the show. No, Niro, it's not going to happen. No, I'm not going to do any duets. That's probably some other time. Once again, thanks, folks. It's been a great night. Didn't feel the time moving. It's almost 2 hours since we started the show. I think we got a little distracted along the way with so many things happening. That's the beauty about doing a live show, that there are obstacles in which you need to overcome. There are certain things that are controllable. Some are not beyond me, and I cannot control. And there's those funny comments. I look serious and I look stressed. Yeah, it happens because I can take my headphones on because it feels like I'm talking to myself right now. It just it feels better. It's not easy. I'm just learning still the art, how to do these things, and as I go along, I hope I'll get better. And it's a long journey, like everything else. That things don't happen overnight. It's I think it started my show. I can't even recall. Perhaps 6 months ago, with just a crazy idea that I had, and since then that we have had some wonderful people talking and sharing their wisdom and inspiring all those people out there. That's what life is all about. That's all I can do, during this lockdown. Not much, all stuck inside, trying to keep my focus. That keeps me going, and then I also give all my guests an opportunity to come out, talk, share their experience, and try and inspire people who are listening out there. That's little things, I think that's what makes us human. And in this period, as Natasha said, we are all equal at the end of the day. Nobody is greater than the other. And with that thought, hopefully I'll see you again in another show, hopefully soon. And until then, stay safe, take care of yourself. The battle is not over with the virus as yet. Hopefully that we will see the end of it. That we as humans, I think the most difficult thing is to be caged and be stuck inside a house over a period of sorry, I beg your pardon, over a period of time. That's not what we are meant for. I think we need to get out of this, and hopefully sooner than later that we'll see a new world. On that note, people, good night, Sri Lanka. I'll catch you once again. Thank you very much for being a part of the show, and catch you later sometime. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.